Hello viewers, welcome to this tutorial. Today we are going to work on course management and also assessment management, and we'll be using the AUCA e-learning platform, which is found on elearning.auca.ac.rw. In course management, we'll be working on how can we create a course and also how can we manage the course resources. On managing an assessment, we'll be seeing how can we create a quiz by creating one question after another, or by uploading your questions from a Word document. We'll be seeing then also what are the available types of forum in Moodle, and also how can we deal in any of them. We'll also see how can you create a chart and also an assignment. Let's get started. The first thing that we are going to do is to see the example of a course that we are going to create. I am going to go to this system elearning.auca.ac.rw, and I'm going to search for a course called Linux. This course called Linux programming, I'm going to enroll. I'm going to enter or to log in as a student and also see this course. And also what I'll be seeing, it is what we are going then to design. I'll be logging in as student 20, and this student 20 is going to enroll into Linux programming course. As long as then here you see enroll me, I am going to click enroll me. Now I am enrolled into Linux course. As you can see, this is then like what I want us to design. I'll be showing you guys how can you deal with any of this. As you can see, from the top of this course, you'll be seeing where it is written as announcements, the self-introduction. This is a forum where a student can introduce him or herself. This is the syllabus, the question and answer forum. It is very key and very good that in each and every lesson you need to have a forum or a chart, just because whenever a student has a problem, he or she needs to have somewhere he or she can approach the teacher for consultation. Then here we'll be seeing the lessons, which are organized in this way. You can see this is the first lesson. The student can click next, next, next as the student wants or wishes. You can also put some reading assignments, some video description of the course, something like this. Whatever that you want, you can put it in here. The student can read this assignment. The student can click on this link of the assignment. Then this link will be redirecting the student to the link where the teacher wanted the student to go. You can see the student can go to the next slide. But also here, as you can see to the left upper corner, you can see there is what we can call the menu for the lesson, so that the student can be able to keep track to each and everything. Here also you can see that along the reading of the lesson, you can also put a quiz. This can be like those questions that you ask the students to make sure that they understand what you want them to understand. And also, as you can see here on the lesson menu, the student can jump back to the first slide, or the student can go to any slide, like going to video description. Here the student can be able to play this video. You can have the video description here, you can put it. All of this I'll be showing you how can you do it. When you go back to this lesson, also to this course, you can see this was module 1. I can go also to module 2, and module 2 I can see this lesson, which is lesson 2. And also here the student can click next, next, next till the student reaches to the end of the lesson. But also here in this second module, you can see that the student can also jump to the quiz. So usually here there is no question that is added yet. So this is why the student cannot take this quiz. But then I'll be showing you how can you also create a quiz, and then also you enter or you insert or you create questions for the quiz. This is like the review of what we are going to do, and I am going to go here, I'm going to log out, and I'm going to enter as a new lecturer. I need to log in as the lecturer. I click on login, which is in the upper right corner of the page, and also I put my credentials, which is lecturer 21. Then I click login. As you can see, this teacher is called the e-learning teacher, and this teacher is not having anything. So then we are going to see then how can we create the course as this new teacher. This is the dashboard of the e-learning teacher. Then here I am going to show you the two ways that you can use in order to create a course. The first way is to come here on site admin, if you are able to see it. Then you go to courses, then you click on manage course and categories. When you click there, you can see a button here which is create a new course. Or you can click here on information technology, and you'll be seeing, okay, if you are belonging from this category, if you are belonging from nursing, then you can click on nursing, then you click on create a new course. That means this course that you're creating here, it will be falling under information technology category. When you click here on create a new course, you'll be given then where you can add the description of your course. This is the first way. The second way, then all of us will be seeing like this dashboard as I have been telling you. Then you can click here on courses, then you go to your respective department or your respective faculty. Like for me, I'm falling under information technology. Then you click on any course from this department or from this course category. After this, you will be seeing that it will be telling you, okay, you cannot enroll anymore since enrollment ended. So this is now, I don't want to enroll into into this course. So the first thing that I want you to do is to go here on information technology. As you can see dashboard, courses, information technology. Click on your category. When you click on the category, then you can also be able to change here the category if you clicked on a category which is not yours. But then when you go down, you can see there is a button called add a new course. When you click on it, then you'll be also having the same as the other previous fields to enter your course description. So let me call my course Linux copy. This is Linux programming. Let me say, for example, it is that course Linux programming. Then my short name is Linux. Then it is falling into this category. You can also be able to change it. Then I am saying that, for example, it started in July. Then the course short name or the course ID is Linux. For us, for you are having the course codes. It is the one that you need to put here. Then here we need to come, then we put the course summary here. I'm going to go and copy paste. So here I need to go into my file, then I copied my course description, copy, right click, then copy, then I go back to my course summary, then right click, paste. I am pasting my course summary here. Then here you can see there is where it is written course summary file. By default, this has been disabled into the system. That means at course creation you cannot do this. So if you drag and drop any file, it will give you an error. So this is why then I'm discouraging you guys to use this method. I will be showing you where your course summary should be uploaded. So then here, usually here it will give you an error, it will respond with an error. So then you come here on course format. On course format, for us we are using weekly format, but in other universities they are using topic format. You need to choose your correct format that you are using, if it is topic format or if it is weekly format. For us, the number of section, these are 15. Remember that here the date of the course start date, it should be the date when you started the semester. So then here, the appearance, usually in other options or sections, I'm not going to add or to change anything. Then I click on save and display. Usually this is an error from the other file that we dragged and dropped there, so we leave it because I have told you then why and how is it working. So as you can see, we have already created our course, which is called Linux programming, and here you can see that there is nothing on the announcement that has been given to us by default. Others, there's nothing. So we are going then to start editing this course. The first thing that we are going to do is to click here on the upper right button, which is called turn editing on, as you can see. Then after this, I am going first of all to add my course syllabus. So the course syllabus of Linux, you click here on add an activity or resource. What tells you that this button has been clicked is that you will be seeing this link, add an activity or resource shown. If you click back there, you will see that this link is going to be hidden. You will no longer be seeing it. As long as then we want to edit this course, we need to click on turn editing. Then we click on add an activity or resource. For me, the first thing that I'm going to do, I am going to upload the file. You click here on file, then you click on add. I am going then to enter the description of this course. The description, not the description of the course, but the description, for example, of the file, so that whoever who doesn't have access to the file will also be seeing what the file was about. Linux programming course syllabus. Assume that is a syllabus. The description of my file is this one. Then here you need to drag and drop your file. Take your file, then drag and drop there. Here it will work. It will not display the error. So the appearance of my file, it is this one, and also this common something, it is that one. Then I need to go there down, or you need to wait for this to be uploaded. Then once it is uploaded, you click on save and display. But here you can see that there is a required file that should be entered. Usually, why is it not being uploaded very quickly? It is the problem of the network, but let us wait till it finishes. Our file is now uploaded, as you can see. Then on the appearance, it's up to you to change anything, but I recommend that you can leave it as it is. Then you click on save and display. So that means we finished to add our course syllabus. Click on this link to view the file. I don't want to view it, so you click on back to Linux. As you can see, now we are having announcements together with the course syllabus. Another thing that I need to add, it is the forum with self-introduction. Just because whoever who comes to this course, he or she should be able to introduce him or herself to the learning community. So let me call this self-introduction. Then here, please, let me say that we want to tell them, please introduce yourself to the learning community in at least 30 words, and please respond to at least 2 postings of your friends. Let me say, for example, that I want to make it like this, and I want to display this on the course page. And here there are types of forums. I'm going to explain like 3 types of forums. Then for you, you can choose which forum do you want. The first one, it is this simple discussion. This single simple discussion. It is a type of forum where the teacher posts a question and all the students should respond according to the question that has been posted to them. Another one, it is Q&A forum. This is a question and answer forum, which is a type of forum where the student will need to answer the question before viewing answers of other students or other respondents. What do we mean? Let me say, for example, I said, my name is, what's your name? This is the question, what's your name? So person A said, my name is X. Me as person B, I cannot see that person A said my name is X without saying my name before. This is a Q&A forum. Another type of forum is a standard for general use. This is one of the forums that many people are using, which gives the ability to all the stakeholders, all the participants, to raise and answer questions. Anybody can ask a question and anybody can answer the question. So for me, I want this standard forum for general use. So here you can see there are some attachments, something like that, and a subscription tracking. So all of this, the ratings, something like this. But also here you can modify these configurations according to your wish. Then here you can say restrict relating to this item, something like this, common module settings, things like this. Okay, for me, I want only this forum to be posted like this. So that means now I have added the course syllabus and also the forum. So assume that then also I want my students to be able to ask questions. This was self-introduction, but then for example there are some general questions that a student can ask. So that's why then I need also to have a forum for question and answers, where student, if the student is having a question on the course, then the student can be able to ask that question and also to get a response from any person who want to answer question and answers. Let me say, please ask any question encountered along the learning. This also, it is a standard forum for general use. Then I'm saving and returning to my course. So these are enough then. From here on the top, I am having then these things, the three things: the course syllabus, the self-introduction, question and answers. Why not a chat also? I can also put a chat or even a choice, but then these are enough. So I can say, for example, okay, before going anywhere, I want them to put a label, and this label is a welcoming label. Let me say, for example, I want to say, okay, welcome to Linux programming course. And this thing of mine, let me put it in large, and also I bold it. So usually this is like the title of my course. Usually all of this I am putting them to make my course very attractive. So as you can see now, okay, these are the things that I'm having right now. So then next I am going then to edit those modules of mine. You can have module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4. The first module is this one, so I'm going to change this date because only the date. Module 1, let me say introduction to Linux programming, then I say from this date to this date, then I press enter. That means this is my first module. Then here in this module, I can also edit this week. I add anything that I want. This is it. I can put also the summary, or I can also put anything that I want. I can also put a video or a photo, something like that. I can browse from the repository, from the uploaded pictures. Then I can browse from here. It goes to pictures. Let me say, for example, this is online education. Let me call it online. Then I upload this one. Once the picture is uploaded, you can here describe the picture for those who cannot see it. Let me call it only learning online. I say okay, bottom or top. Let me say, for example, top. Then you click on save image. So that means then this image of ours is now saved on the system. As long as then we have uploaded this picture, I want also to go to the lesson. I want to add a lesson, and I'm going to call this lesson of mine Introduction to Linux. If you want to read more about a lesson, you can read all of this text that has been provided for you, and also you can go to more help so that you can get the online help about that. Let me say this is Introduction to Linux Programming. This is the lesson 1. This lesson will introduce you to Linux in deep. So I want this to be displayed. Then also on the appearance, I want, for example, for the student to see the progress bar, so that the student will be seeing at which percentage that he or she is reaching while studying. The display menu also it is yes, and also here for more, you can drag and drop any file if you have it. If you want your students then to have like a link of what they are studying, you can also drag and drop this one. On the availability, usually you can say this lesson will be taken in only a week or 7 days. So you can also do it so that any student will be coming after 8th of August, the student will not be able to take this course. Sometimes you may need this, or if you don't want the deadline, then you can leave it. You can disable it so that anytime student can come, then take the course anytime. So then here I will save and return to course. So that means I am now created the lesson. But then this lesson, even if I created it, there is no lesson content. Then the next thing to be done is then to add the lesson content. This is the one, Introduction to Linux Programming. Let me say, for example, I can come here and then I say edit these settings. I can come here, then I say, for example, I don't want this lesson to be looking like this one, or let me leave it like that just because we can be able to see it. So I am going then to add the content into this lesson. So it is in this week. You click on edit, you click on the link of the lesson, and after clicking there you can see where it is written edit. By default it will come in edit, but if it comes to preview, for you need to go to edit tab. When you reach to edit tab, then you will be seeing where it is written add a content page. Then here in add a content page, let me say, for example, this is the introduction. Let me say, for example, I want to display the essential features of Unix versus Linux. It's an example. I come here. Okay, let me say Unix. So these notes of yours should be edited from somewhere where you have them. Once I am having my notes organized somewhere, I need to copy them then I come here, then I paste. You can see, okay, I want this to be bold and also to keep this Linux versus Unix, also medium. So then the student can say, okay, after reading this, you will click on next, then it will go to next page. Then I save. So that means this is the first page created. Click on save page. This is the first page created. Then the student will be seeing this first page like that. Let me say, for example, we want, okay, this is the first page. Usually I clicked twice, so this is why it is coming as 2. Well, I can delete this one, as long as I know that I am not deleting something very essential. Okay, so this is the first page. Then I can click here, you can select here, and then you click on add a content page so that you can have another page. So the next page is, for example, let me call it labs, and here, okay, for labs and text. The goodness of Moodle, you can also take everything in your format from Word document, then you paste them there, then they will work next. Then I will click, once I click that next, it will go to the next page. You can see this is the second page. I can come here and I add a new content page. For example, I give them reading assignment. Let me say, for example, this is reading assignment. Then in this, please read everything from the attached links. Then here, for example, I'm going to add a link. Let me say this is link 1, this is link 2, this is link 3. For example, I had some links. Then, for example, I say, okay, Linux, let me say, for example, it is this link. This is an example. Here, if you paste the link like this, it will not be viewed like a link. You need to leave it, then you click here on add a link, then you paste it there, then you say if the link will be opening a new tab, something like that. So you can see that now this is a link. Secondly, you can come to another link, for example, google.com, something like this. You copy this link, something like that. You can copy this link. Then it depends on the links that you have. If you paste them like this, they will not work. You need first of all to click here so that the system will understand it as a link. Then link number 3, you can come here on this link. Let me say, for example, e-learning, then we create. So here we are having those links. Then the student will be clicking next, and once the student clicks next, then he'll be going to the next page. So you can add as many pages as you want, and you can add anything from your pages. So now then I'm going to show them how can you add a video. So assume here on YouTube, assume that on YouTube we are having a YouTube video that I want our student to see. Here there is 2 ways to add. Let me first add a new content page. Then let me call this as video description. So the content, please watch carefully this video to understand the basic commands. Let me say, for example, I'm going to YouTube. Let me search for Gwiza. when I go to Gwiza, for example, Gwiza did a tutorial talking about Linux scripting, something like that. Or let me, yes, this is Gwiza, enhanced something, create a bootable, how to make a website, ELD, enhanced, something like that. Okay, let me only just take like this one. I'm going to copy this link. You can see where it is written, copy link location. So you come here, then other than coming here and add a link only, you can come to video, then you enter the URL, then here it is, for example, Windows 10 download and install Windows 10. Then I click on insert media. So here you can see, even if this video is having 2 GB, you are not using Awka e-learning storage, but you are linking the video from YouTube to this e-learning, which is very good and perfect. Because if you take all the videos then upload them here, you'll be misusing the system, the storage from Awka e-learning. This is the first way to upload a video. Then, for example, I am telling to the user, once you click on that next, it will be going to the next page. Usually this video will be added to this lesson. So as you can see, this is the 4th thing that we are adding to this lesson. And this lesson is also having a video, some links for the assignments, and so on and so forth. So here you can go back and also add another content page. Then here on this content page you add, for example, Linux features, or Linux philosophy. For example, I'm adding this Linux philosophy, then I'm coming, then I am pasting everything from Linux philosophy. Then here I say next, then next page. So this is a new page that I'm adding. So then you can see that after the video you can also add anything. Sometimes you can be having the video description of your module or of your lesson, then you can insert it. So then I am going to show you then how can you add the video directly from your local drive to Moodle. So here I am going to add a new content page, as you can see. Then this new content page of mine, it is going to call, so let me call it end session video. You can, okay, end session video. Then here on this video, other than pasting the URL, then you can browse from the uploads. Then you can go there, where exactly do I have a video. I can go to documents if you have any. Then for example, Linux intro, then you save it as, for example, Linux, then you upload this file. Once the upload finishes, you can click on insert and you can see that this video is there. So let me say, for example, this is then the end, and when someone clicks there, it will end the lesson. So you can see now I am having my video inserted. So these are the content pages that I've created. You can add as many as possible. So here I want to go back to my lesson, which is called Linux, and then in Linux I am going then to turn off my editings, just because I want to see how these things are being viewed. You can see, wow, now my course is becoming very interactive. It depends on what you want. You can then, if I come here on this course and I click on the course, you can see, wow, it is very good looking. You can click on next. Wow, it is going to the next. We'll be going as the other student to see then how the student will be seeing, because the student will not see these messages, because these are the messages of the course creator. And as you can see here, we are having what we call a lesson menu. The student can be able to jump or to go back to any slide whenever the student wants. you can see here that we are having, wow, the other video is there. You can click and also you view the video. You can also go next to the next slides. Then also you see the slide. Wow, everything is there. It is like reading on Google, which is very interactive. Then here you don't need to write any CSS or HTML. Everything will be coming inside the lesson automatically. You can add anything here. This is the other end session tutorial that we have added, and then also you can follow it. Okay, so you can see now we are able to view the course that we've created. So then here we've created the course, but also we need to put like the assignment. Let me say, for example, I want to put the assignment and also the announcement. I can come here and I say, for example, okay, let me say, for example, put an assignment, but also let me put an announcement. I want to put an announcement in terms of label. I can come here on label and then I tell to the student, okay, important announcement. This is an example. I want to tell them that they need to finish. So okay, please finish the reading assignment before attempting the assignment. This is, let me call it, for example, important announcement. This is an important announcement. I'm going to put it as medium. Here I can also say, okay, this is enough. Important announcement, please finish the reading assignment before attempting to this new assignment or to the capstone project, anything that you want. And also here I can put then the assignment. You come here to assignment, then here you can put the assignment. Okay, so let me call it assignment 1. This is an example description. Read the different versions or distributions of Linux. This is an announcement or an assignment that we're giving to them. Here for more, please read the attached file. Assume that you have attached a file, then this file, it is regarding the assignment. So then here you say, okay, the submission, you allow submission starting from now. Then you give them 7 weeks, and also there is a cutoff. Okay, you say, okay, someone can type online or can use file submission, which means any student can submit a file, or he or she can be able to send or to type the answers of the assignment online. So the feedback types, submission settings, require student to click submit button or something like that. No mean. Okay, here you can say student submit in groups. You can allow student to submit in group or refuse. It depends. Then here I will click on save and return to the course. So that means, this means that we have now created module 1, something like that. Okay, we have now created the course, the announcement, the assignment. Then I can say, for example, let me put the forum so that students who have problem on lesson 1, then they can ask the question. So let me say, for example, Q and A for lesson 1. please ask any question encountered please ask any question encountered along the reading of lesson 1. So the student can ask any question that they had encountered along the reading of lesson 1. So that means we finished so far to create all we need for module 1. So you can say, for example, this is another module, which is module 2. This is another module. So as you can see here, if you see it like this, now the course is becoming well, good, and also interactive. So we can come here to this second module, which is module 2. We know that there's nothing we can do on the course without enabling this turn editing on. So we can go back to this module, the second module, or the second week. Then we can come here. Then I want first of all to edit this week. For example, I want to edit this one. Let me call it module 2. Let me call it practice command from this date to this date. So this is another module. Then here I want, for example, to create a lesson. As long as here we have seen how can we create a lesson, I'm not going to create it, but I am going to duplicate this. After duplicating it, then I will drag and drop it to the next module. The same. Okay, I am going to drag and drop it here. So it means now I am having a copy of my first lesson. So here I can say, for example, I want also to have a column. We have seen how can we create a column. So this one, also this one, I'm going to duplicate it. If you have any problem, you can go back to it. So we have seen then how can we create an assignment. I'm going to duplicate this assignment, and then I drag and drop this assignment. So now we are having this lesson, the assignment, and the Q&A. But then there's something that I miss, which is like a quiz. So we are going then to see how can we create the quiz. So add an activity or resource, then I can come to my quiz, just because others we've seen how can we deal with them. So for the quiz, then please watch carefully here, because this is very useful. Quiz 1, for example. So let me call it quiz on lesson 1 and 2. So the timing, for example, I want my quiz to be opened on 5th of August at 0 AM. So I want also my quiz to be closed on 5th at 0, let me say at 1. So what do I mean here? So here you can see that the quiz will be opened on 5th at 0 AM, and the quiz will be closed on 5th at 1 AM. So this means the quiz is available for 1 hour, but then the availability of the quiz is different to the time limit of the student taking the quiz. For example, I want the student only to take 10 minutes on the quiz, but why not 15? Let me say 15, which means the student will be able to view the quiz from this time to this time. But once the student start attempting to the quiz, he or she only has 15 minutes to finalize the quiz. On grading, I say, okay, I want only 1 attempt. Here you can give them unlimited or 2 attempts or 3 attempts, but for me, I give them 1 attempt. It depends on the teacher's choice. So I say, for example, okay, here the navigation mode, we are having two types of navigations, which are free and sequential. Free means the student can go forward and backward anytime. This is increasing the ability for the student to cheat if you give them free navigation methodology. Why? Because the student can first of all view the question that you've prepared it to him or her, and someone next to him will be helping him or her to search for the answers of the questions. But if it is sequential, it means that the student will now be able to get back. Once the student clicked next, the student will now be able to be back. So here the question behavior, so we'll be shuffling each and every questions. How questions behave, it can be adaptive mode or immediate feedback or something, but for me I want this deferred feedback as it is. Then on the review option here, sometimes the student, when the student is doing a quiz, after attempting with each and every question, you can say, okay, let the system tells the student if the student succeeded or took the correct answer or not. But here then I want the student only to see the overall marks and also the overall feedback. I don't want the student to see the answers. Why? Because sometimes when you allow students to view the answers, as long as you've given them 1 hour, one student can share to others the answers so that others will succeed, and you are increasing the ability for the student to cheat. So the appearance, then also I don't want to put anything. Then I click here on save and return to course. You can see that my quiz is now created and it is called quiz 1. But then even if the quiz is created, if you click in there, in this quiz, you can see that there is nothing like a question, so there is no question added yet. So I can click here on edit the quiz so that I can add the questions. Remember, the first thing to be done is to shuffle the questions. Shuffling questions means what? If you are giving to students like 10 questions and those questions are not shuffled, it means the first question to the first student, it is the first student to the last student. This is when the questions are not shuffled. And also for the sub answers, if you've given them first question A, B, C, D, E, it will be the same to all the students. But if the questions are shuffled, and also the sub answers will be shuffled automatically, which means my first question is your 9th one, and also the sub answers, my A perhaps is your C, and this will be helping students then to understand, no, not to cheat. So here also remember to change the marks. If you want to change to, let me say for example I want to put 15. So these are the configuration of our quiz, but we don't have any question added yet. Let me say for example I want to add a question. You click on here on add, then you click on add a new question, then you click on, for example, let me say for example I want a true and false. So automatically it will tell me if, okay, no, okay, true and false. So let me say for example this is question 1. Let me say for example question 1, and this is Jesus is one of the Trinity. Is it true or false? When you go here down, the correct answer automatically is false, but if you want to make it true, it will be true. But also remember here that they will be asking you the default marks. You can say for example this is over 3 marks. It depends on what you want. Then you click on save changes, which means you now created one question which is over 3. So here you can also be able to change. You say, oh, for example it was 3 but I want to give it 2. You can change anytime you want. So here you can add another question, but as you can see, if you want to add like 20 questions, this will be a bit difficult. So we are going to see then how can we import questions from Word document to here on Moodle. This is a sample of my quiz. So the first thing with this quiz 1, Linux programming, the first question, second question, third question. The first thing is I don't need to have these explanations. I don't need to have these explanations on the answers, the first thing to be done is to remove those explanations. The second thing to be done in Linux Moodle, we don't need to have those quiz header. I need to remove the quiz header. And the third thing is to renumber these sub answers with this type of numbering. Change the numbering, you change the numberings. This explanation, as I've been telling you, I don't need it. You only need to change the numberings. Change the numberings. Change the numberings. We change the numberings. As you can see, this is it, this is it. The other thing, remove the question numbers. Remove question numbers. Remove question numbers. Remove question numbers. Another thing, then the next thing, which is like the last one, then is to put the answer. Here for the answer is B. Then between the answer of the first question and also the second question, you need to put one space. Can you see? One space. Here you put the answer is A. Then you make sure that you put one space between one question and the other. The answer is A. We put the space. The answer is A. We put the space. The answer is C. We put the space. Here the answer is B. We put the space. Many people are asking me if you are having then some multiple questions, like those are multiple choice questions, but if you're having a true and false, for example, let me say, for example, Linux have been let me say, for example, invented by students, by final year students. Let me say, for example, final year student. Let me say, okay, A, it is true. Then B is false. Then what is the answer? The answer is true. So this is another example. So that means if you are having like multiple true and false question, you can also be able to program it from here. So once you finish then to put all of these rules to apply them to your quiz, then you need to save it as save as. Then you can browse where you want to save it. For example, I want to save it as quiz 2 Linux. Then here in the type, then you select plain text. Plain text, it's like saying notepad or something like that. So automatically it will be telling you that it has this Windows default, something like that. You say okay. So okay, we finished then to do this thing. We finished to do this. Then what next? Remember, we are having in our document quiz 2 Linux, which is this one, and it has everything that you wanted. So then go to your course. If you are on dashboard, the first thing to be done is to go to your course. Reaching on your course, you'll be going down where it is question bank, and here you'll be seeing where it is written category. Here you can create a category from the top. You call it, for example, quiz 2. Let me call it questions for quiz 2. Then here, after adding the category, so a category is like a container, but having, for example, a container without something inside, that container will be useless. As you can see, questions for quiz 2, in this category there is 0 question, which means in this category there is nothing. I am having a bucket, and this bucket I want to put beans inside. The bucket without beans, first of all, it is nothing. So I need to take beans, then put them into the bucket. So this is why I need to come back on question bank, then I click on import, and on import I need to select this icon format, and in general I need to disable all of these too. Then here I need to come and I take all of these questions, I drag and drop them inside there. So now I am having everything there. Then I click on import. As you can see, the 6 questions, all the 6 questions have been imported. I need to click where on continue. So when I click on continue, you can see all of these questions have been moved into questions for quiz 2. So I can say, for example, create a new question, but I don't want to create a question. So on question bank, you can see that, okay, I'm having everything. So then, as long as then my questions, all my questions have been added, so I'm having that bucket, and in the bucket I'm having the beans inside. As you remember, I have came here on question bank, I clicked on import, and on import I selected icon format. Then on general I selected this one, I deselected this. On get category from file or get context from file, usually I don't want to get anything from file because I first created the category, and also the context I have already created or defined it. Then I dragged and dropped the file. Then after dragging and dropping the file, then I clicked on import, which means all of these questions have been added where into my category. Please don't do it 2 times. If you do it 2 times, sometimes your questions can be duplicated. Okay, so the bucket is there, beans are inside. Then I can also die for hunger while I'm having beans in the bucket. So what can I do? I need then, as a human being, to go and take beans from the bucket, then go and prepare the meal. So as you can see, if I go back to this lesson and I go back to this quiz, which is quiz 1, you will see that I only have the other question. Okay, you go down on edit quiz, you will see that I only have the other first question only. So what do I need then to do is to add the remaining questions into my quiz. You click on add, then here you click on select or from question bank. So here then you select all, then you say add selected questions to the quiz. So now you can see all the questions have been added already. So if I go back to this Linux, then I go back to the quiz of mine, you can see that, wow, it is there. Then I can here say, okay, preview the quiz. You can see that then the student will be able to view the quiz like this. The student can click here, and then the student can go next. The student, after finalizing invented by yes true, something like that. So you can see that the student can be able to navigate through the quiz. But if the student want to go previously, it will not work because it will stick on the 3rd question. Why? Because the mode of navigation is sequential. It is not free. Please remember that your quiz, once it is created, make sure that that you precise the correct date and time when your quiz will be taken, and also make sure that the navigation and the review is well set. So this is then the first. We finished then to stop customizing this page. We finished then to customize our first lesson. So you as e-learning teacher, you are having the first lesson, which is Linux. Assume that you want them to create this course, another course, sorry. You can click here on Linux. Then once you click there, you can see the category here up, dashboard information technology. You can go down and add a new course. You can then take the other steps as we have taken them through. So many people were asking me then, assume I had a course that has been created last semester, and then in this semester I want them to create another course, but I had the other one. Then what can I do? So as long as then we are having like this course, and if you enter into this course, you can see that, oh, everything is there, but then I want to change everything. So what can you do then? The first thing that you can do, there are many options that you can have. The first option that you can have is to hide everything that you've before created. You can click on turn editing on. Then after clicking on turn editing on, you can go down there where it is written edit settings. In edit settings, you can say, okay, this course now it is going to start in September or in October. Then you click save. So which means your automatic dates will be changed. You can see that they are going to October. Secondly, you can say, for example, okay, I want this not to be seen. You can come here and hide them. Why not deleting? But deleting, I think it is not a good option. But you can hide them, and once you click on hide, that means everything that you've hidden will not be seen by the students. You can also hide the whole week. Hide this week, which means the week along with everything within the week will be hidden. So this is another way of doing it. The third way is to say, okay, I was having this course of mine which was to end in 8th of January. So I can change so that this course, all of these weeks will be hidden. I hide them, but then also I have another course. I increase the number of sections. We go to edit settings, then on number of sections as long as then I want to add another week, then I will come here on the course format. Other than having this, I add, then I have what? I have 30. This is another example. So which means your quiz that your course that was to end in, for example, in January 8, now it will not end in January 8 but in April 29. So which means all the other weeks before January 8 will be hidden automatically to students. Then they will only see what you want them to see. There are too many ways you can use in order to edit your course. If you want them the course to be the same as it was last semester. So here I think this is very useful, and I think it will help you then. And if you have any problem, please don't hesitate to call us. We are here for you. The technical team is always ready to assist you in anything that you can need or you can help from them. So thank you very much. If you have any problem, you can ask. Thank you and continue to be blessed.